People who were missing as a child, what happened? I was 16 when my stepmom found the pregnancy test in my backpack during one of her weekly room searches. She wasn't even supposed to be home, but had left work early to snoop through my stuff while I was at school. I walked into the house and heard her screaming my name from upstairs. She came thundering down, waving the test like evidence in a murder trial. "Your precious daughter is a slut just like her dead mother." She hissed at my dad, who came running from the garage thinking someone was dying. His face went completely white. The test wasn't even mine. I was holding it for my terrified best friend Sarah, whose ultra-conservative parents would have literally disowned her, but they wouldn't listen to a word. I said, "I don't believe you." Stepmom kept screaming, "You're lying, just like you always do. We're taking you to get tested right now." Within an hour, they dragged me to 3 different pregnancy clinics. Each negative test only made her angrier and more convinced I was manipulating the results. She's lying hiding. It probably already had an abortion behind our backs. She kept yelling at every nurse and doctor. Dad just stood there nodding along like a broken puppet. The staff started looking at us like we were insane that night. I heard them on the phone with some religious boarding school in Utah. Troubled teen with pregnancy scare needs immediate intervention and spiritual guidance. I could hear the woman asking about enrollment fees and pickup. They were planning to ship me off in 48 hours. I grabbed my emergency cash, $600 from 2 years of babysitting, and stuffed clothes into my school backpack. My room was on the 2nd floor, but I'd practiced climbing out before during stepmom's worst episodes. I tied bedsheets together and lowered myself down into the backyard around 2 a.m. when they were asleep. I walked 4 miles to the Greyhound station and bought a ticket to Portland, where my grandmother lived. The bus driver looked suspicious about a teen alone at 3 a.m. with just a backpack. But I said my grandma was sick and I had to go. He seemed to buy it. I made it 200 miles before my photo hit the news the next morning. Desperate search for missing pregnant teen. The headline made me sick. Passengers stared, whispered. Someone even offered me prenatal vitamins. The worst part was hearing them say how worried my poor parents must be if only they knew I pulled my hood up and pretended to sleep while strangers debated if I was kidnapped or a runaway 3 days later when police found me at my grandma's. The truth came out. Sarah had confessed everything to her parents after seeing my report. Her mom called my dad immediately to clear it up. My stepmom's concerned parent act crumbled when Grandma played the voicemails she'd been leaving. "I don't care if she's really pregnant. This is our chance to get rid of her permanently. Maybe now she'll finally be out of our lives." The officer's face changed completely as he listened to message after message of her admitting she'd lied to the school and made up behavior to get me sent off. She even researched the most expensive programs, hoping to drain my college fund. 2 weeks later, I was living with Grandma full-time, and my stepmom was facing charges for filing a false missing person report and child endangerment. The boarding school refunded the deposit and banned her from contacting them again.